everyone. Today, our the Group 3 will present the Chapter 6, the Digital Spectra and Discrete Transforms. Here in introduction, let us first define what is digital spectra and discrete transforms. When we say digital spectra, it refers to the frequency components of a digital signal, the spectrum of a digital radio signal, or even certain industrial and software applications, such as the Digital Spectra Logging Tool or ADST, used in the oil industry or software services from companies like Spectra Digital. So, digital signals are fundamental in modern electronics, communication, and computing. To fully understand a digital signal, it is important to analyze not only its values over time but also its frequency components, which is what we call the digital spectrum. In addition, we have discrete transforms, which are the mathematical operations that convert a discrete signal or image from one form to another. These transforms are commonly used in the signal processing to convert data from discrete time to discrete frequency domains, enabling engineers to analyze and process digital signals efficiently. In short, this chapter focuses on understanding digital signals in terms of their frequency content and the mathematical tools we use to analyze them. So let's start with digital spectra. So a digital spectrum represents the frequencies present in a digital signal and the strength or amplitude of each frequency component. Think of it like using a prism to split light into different colors. Digital signal, when analyzed, can be broken down into its constituent frequencies, giving us a clear picture of what it contains. So, digital spectra can also refer to the certain products or services, such as Spectra Logic's digital archives, Spectra Digital's marketing services, or Spectra Precision's digital display receivers. However, the most important technical meaning for us is the frequency analysis of a digital signal, which is crucial for signal analysis and processing. And next, let's discuss discrete transforms. So, a discrete transforms is a mathematical tool that converts a discrete signal from one representation to another. The most common discrete transforms are the discrete Fourier transforms or DFT that converts a signal from time domain into the frequency domain, and the fast Fourier transform or FFT, a faster and more efficient way to calculate the DFT. So why are these transforms are important? First is in the time domain, we see how a signal changes over time, and in the frequency domain, we see what frequencies are present in the signal and their relative strength. The application of discrete transforms include the audio processing, such as noise reduction, signal enhancement, and compression, wireless communication, like frequency analysis and allocation for efficient signal transmission, and scientific research. It is the vibration analysis, spectroscopy, and other frequency-based analysis. So let's now proceed to the definition, characteristics, and application of digital spectra. Here in definition of digital spectra, as I said earlier, it is the spectral analysis of digital signals, reveals the frequencies present in the signal and their corresponding strengths. Digital signals is discrete nature. Unlike continuous analog signals, digital signals are made of discrete samples. Patterns in the spectrum, the spectrum depends on the signal pattern. For example, a square wave contains the fundamental frequencies and odd harmonics. The amplitude representation, shows how strong each frequency component is in the signal. And their application are in communication systems. It helps transmit signals efficiently and avoid interference. In data acquisition detects pattern or anomalies in measurements. In digital signal processing, used for filtering, compression, and feature extraction in audio, images, and sensor data. So, in short, studying digital spectra allows engineers and scientists to analyze signals effectively, making processing and interpretation much easier.
So, hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing on discrete transforms, isang fundamental concept sa digital signal processing. So, ano nga bang discrete transforms? Basically, ito ay mathematical transformations na ginagamit to convert signals between different discrete domains. Halimbawa na lang from discrete time papuntang discrete frequency domain. This transform plays a crucial role sa maraming applications tulad ng data compression, signal detection, digital filtering, at correlation analysis. Kung nag-stream kayo ng videos or nag-send ng pictures online, most likely ginagamit ang discrete transform doon. Ginagamit doon. So dito din may dalawang main types tayo ng discrete transform. Una nga rito yung discrete Fourier transform or DFT. Tignan natin yung formula. As you can see here, ang DFT ay nag-convert ng signal from time domain to frequency domain using this summation formula with complex exponentials. Pangalawa naman, we have the reverse Fourier transform or FFT. Ito actually is an efficient algorithm para mag-compute ng DFT. Same output pero mas mabilis yung computation. At the bottom, makikita nyo yung inverse Fourier transform. Ito naman, ito na ginagamit to convert back from frequency domain to time domain. Dito is worth mentioning din na ang discrete cosine transform or DCT ang most widely used sa media to compression. Ito yung backbone ng JPEG. Makikita natin kung sa mga pictures, di ba? JPEG images at MP3 audio files sa mga music o audio. Kasama rin dito yung discrete wavelet transform or DWT na tinatawag na ginagamit sa more advanced compression methods. So dito naman sa next slide, ang DFT, simply put, it's a mathematical tool that converts a finite sequence of data points, like a signal in the time domain, into a sequence of its frequency components. Tignan natin dito sa diagram. Sa left side, we have our signal xn. Xn in the time domain through the DFT formula na makita natin sa gitna. Naka-convert natin ito into k sa frequency domain, which is shown on the right side. Ang ginagawa ng DFT is it takes a set of discrete samples as input. Tapos, it outputs a corresponding set of discrete frequencies. In other words, sinasabi niya is sa atin each frequencies are present in the original signal and how strong each frequency component is. Yan. Dito din we have the value and samples. Yan yung total number of data points. At may sampling rate tayo na Fs, length of signal na TO. And ang frequency resolution na FO. All of yung mga parameters are interconnected as shown sa mga equation below. Importante rin malaman na ang digital frequency F is measured in cycles per sample at nakarelate siya sa actual frequency through the sampling rate. Ang DFT ay fundamental part ng digital signal processing at ginagamit ito for extensively sa audio at image na yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Ginagamit siya sa filtering application and spectral analysis or way to understand the frequency content ng signal. So, yan. So, sa next slide. So, paano nga ba gumagana ang DFT? Essentially, ang DFT analyzes a signal by decomposing it. Meaning, hinihiwalay niya ito into a sum of sine and cosine waves of different frequencies. In other words, kinukuha niya yung complex signals on breaking it down into simple frequency components. So, what it does is it effectively transform data from the time domain or spatial domain into the frequency domain. Parang binibigyan niya tayo ng bagong perspective on the same data. Importante rin yung characteristic ng DFT kasi it operates on a finite sequence of discrete samples. Yan yung reason why it's perfect for digital signals kasi nga yung discrete yung data points natin, hindi continuous. Dito, ang DFT provides a discrete output in the frequency domain, assuming na infinite time signal repeats itself, which allows for set of frequencies bands to be analyzed. Kumbaga, may specific frequency buckets where we measure the signal's content. Now, dito, let's look on the formula. As you can see here, we have the xk. Yan yung output natin sa frequency domain. It's computed by summing up all the input samples xn multiplied by this complex exponential term e to negative 2kn over n. Ang output ng DFT is a complex valued sequence. What it does is each complex number has two parts. Yung magnitude corresponds to the amplitude of that particular frequency component, while yung phase indicates the shift or timing of that frequency. So parang sinasabi niya, this frequency is present at this rate and it's shifted by this amount. So first, dito naman sa slide dito sa slide na to, we have the signal analysis in the frequency domain. Basically, ginagamit natin ang DFT to understand what frequencies are present in a signal, which is crucial for many applications. Second application is reducing the amount of data in the frequency domain. Napaka-importante yun kasi for compression, for example when we transmit a sinusoidal wave form, we only need to send one frequency component instead of all time domain samples. Much more efficient siya. So, related dito, may DCT or discrete cosine transform na variant ng DFT. Ito yung used extensively in speech, image, and video compressions. Pag nag-watch kayo ng videos online or nag-send ka ng pictures, most likely DCT ang ginagamit to compress that data. Another application is storing medical signals like EEG or ECG readings. Sa frequency domain kasi, mas efficient ang storage and mas madali pa ang analysis ng patterns. We also use the DFT for feature extraction. This is particularly used for size speech recognition, pattern recognition, and classification tasks. Kumbaga, yung frequency characteristic ng signal nagsiserve siya sa unique features na pwedeng gamitin to identify or clarify data. So, so lastly, very interesting ito kasi may property ang DFT where convolution in the time domain becomes multiplication in frequency domain. This makes the computation way faster, or especially for convolution and correlation operations na usually naman na computationally expensive ito. So as you can see here, ang DFT is not just theoretical, it has tons of practical applications. From entertainment to healthcare to telecommunication, yeah, and ang power ng understanding signals in the frequency domain. That's it, and that's it for the DFT application. Thank you very much.
The fast Fourier transform is an efficient algorithm for computing the discrete Fourier transform or DFT of a sequence. The DFT itself is an operation that converts a signal from its original time domain representation to a frequency domain representation. The core idea is to split the original sum of the DFT into smaller sums, 1 over the even index elements and 1 over the odd index elements of the input. So, how it works? The domain signal just values over time doesn't obviously tell you what frequencies make it up. The FFT transforms these signals into the frequency domain, showing how much of each frequency component is present. This is the same goal as the DFT, but FFT does it fast. Divide and conquer. So, it is even and odd composition. The core of the Kulitovsky FFT is to split the original endpoint signal into two smaller signals, one made of the even index samples and one of the odd index samples. So this is often called decimation in time. You do this recursively until you break everything down to the smallest possible DFTs, often size equals 1 point. For example, as shown in the figure at the PowerPoint presentation, that a 16-point signal being split in to 2 of 10, then 4 of 4, and 8 of 2, then 16 of 1 is exactly how the recursion goes for radix to FFT. So we can also observe that it separated the odd and even numbers. It recursively applies the same splitting until you reach the base case. Often the sub-problem size is very small, like 1 or 2. Next is FFT application in system analysis and filtering. First is spectrum analysis. With FFT, you can plot the frequency spectrum of a signal. Peaks in that spectrum corresponds to dominant frequencies, such as fundamentals, harmonics, and noise. This is very useful when you want to identify what's inside a signal, especially when it's not just a simple sine wave. Second is noise identification and reduction. Once you have this spectrum, you can see which frequency bands have a lot of energy due to noise or interference. Engineers can then design filters, digital or analog, that attenuate or reduce those specific frequencies. Third is filter design and validation. When designing a digital filter, it's not enough to do it in theory. You apply the filter, then look at the frequency spectrum to check whether the unwanted frequencies are reduced and the desired ones are preserved. FFT is essentially the tool that shows you the before and after of filter performance. Fourth is harmonic analysis. In many systems, example is electrical power grid, the signal is supposed to be at a fundamental frequency, but there are often harmonics due to non-ideal loads. By doing an FFT, you can separate the fundamental and its harmonics, quantify how much distortion is happening, and use that information for system diagnostics. In system monitoring and diagnosis, vibration analysis. Mechanical systems like motors, bearings, and turbines vibrate. These vibrations can be sampled and then transformed via FFT in the frequency spectrum. You might see spikes at particular frequencies that corresponds to faults. Example is bearing defects often produce vibrations at characteristics frequencies. Next is medical signal or EEG and ECG. Biological signals like EEG or brain waves and ECG or heart signals also benefits from FFT. Converting to frequency domain helps in identifying rhythms, abnormalities, or noise components. For instance, certain brainwave activities are associated with specific frequency bands. Analyzing them helps in diagnostics or research. In audio and image processing applications, audio processing, FFT is used for pitch detection, equalization, noise reduction, and compression. Example is to remove hum. You can identify frequency in the spectrum and filter it out. In audio compression, like MP3, frequency domain is used because human hearing is more sensitive to some frequencies than others. So next is image processing. Image are 2D signals using a 2D FFT. You can analyze the frequency content of images. This helps in filtering. Example is blur and sharpening, edge detection, and texture analysis. In communication, first is modulation. In communication, system signals are often modulated. So, FFT helps to analyze these modulated signals by breaking them down into carriers, sidebands, and etc. Next is OFDM or orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. OFDM is widely used in modern systems like Wi-Fi, LTE, and 5G. It splits a high-speed stream into many lower-rate subcarriers. At the transmitter, an IFFT or inverse FFT is used to generate the time domain signal from subcarrier data. At the receiver, an FFT is used to recover the frequency domain subcarriers.
Alright, so let's start with efficiency. On the left, we have the discrete Fourier transform. Discrete Fourier transform is the basic mathematical method that converts a signal from the time domain, meaning regular signal values over time, into the frequency domain, where we can see the individual frequency components. But here's the problem: discrete Fourier transform is slow. If you try to compute it directly, the amount of work grows really fast as the number of sample increases. Technically, it needs 0 n squared operations, which means if you double the number of the data points, the work doesn't just double, it multiplies dramatically. So imagine with dealing with real-time audio Hodge datasets, discrete Fourier transform becomes too heavy, too slow, and honestly impractical. Now, on the right side, we have the Gauss Fourier transform. This is basically the smarter, optimized way doing the same thing. Instead of doing those large calculations one by one, The fast Fourier transform breaks the signals into smaller chunks, works on them, and then combines the results. Because of that, the complexity drops on 0 and log n, and this is massive improvement. This is why fast Fourier transform is used almost everywhere. It can handle big datasets and even real-time processing easily. Now, moving to the next sections, how we use discrete Fourier transform. Discrete Fourier transform is very important when we want to analyze the frequency contents of signals, especially digital ones. Think communications, audio processing, image processing, vibration analysis, and field where you want to understand that frequencies exist inside signal. You take sequence of time domain samples and discrete Fourier transforms it into frequency components. This helps engineers find the dominant frequencies, filter noise, study signal behavior, and understand the spectrum. Let's talk about the fast Fourier transform. Fast Fourier transform is everywhere in modern signal processing because it's fast. It makes real-time analysis possible. In audio, it helps detect pitches, remove noise, or build equalizers. In communication, it's essential for modulations and demodulations like OFDM and Wi-Fi and LTE. In engineering, fast Fourier transforms helps monitor machine vibrations, detects faults, and analyze harmonics. Even in medicine, fast Fourier transform is used in ECG, EEG, and other biomedical signals.
Computational comparison feature direct DFT computation complexity O n raised to the power of 2 operation quadratics, speed for large n, very slow time intensive method, follow the direct mathematical formula repeating calculation. While feature of FFT algorithm complexity O n log 2 n operations linearithmic, speed for large n, significantly faster enables real-time processing method, uses a divide and conquer approach exploiting symmetries to avoid redundant calculation. Why fast Fourier is more efficient? The fast Fourier transform FFT is more efficient than the discrete Fourier transform DFT because it uses a highly optimized algorithm that reduces the number of mathematical operations required to compute the frequency components of a signal. While a standard DFT needs n raised to the power of operations for a signal with n samples, the FFT reduces this to n log 2n, which is dramatically faster, especially for large datasets. This efficiency is achieved by breaking the signal into the smaller parts, reusing calculations, and exploiting symmetry in sine and cosine terms. As a result, the FFT can analyze signal almost in real time, making it ideal for applications like audio processing, communication system, and digital spectrum analyzers, where speed and performance are critical.
So, good day everyone. Today, I will be discussing on how the spectral analysis performed on digital signals. So, the question is the central to understanding how we interpret and manipulate signals in the frequency domain. So, whether we're dealing with the audio, the communication systems, or the biomedical or the biometric data. So the spectral analysis help us uncover hidden patterns and frequencies for the components that aren't obvious in the time domain. So we'll break down on the process and explore the application and even look at how it's implemented in MATLAB. So what is spectral analysis? So this spectral analysis is a critical technique for understanding the frequency content of digital signals, revealing how different frequencies contribute to overall signal. So says here that the spectral analysis is like putting on frequency goggles, that it can let us see what the frequencies are present in a signal and how strong the frequencies are. And also, like imagine listening to a song and being able to isolate the bass, the vocals, and the drums separately. And that's what the spectral analysis does for digital signals. And also, spatially, it is useful when signals are complex or noisy, because it helps us identify which parts are meaningful. So this process typically involves mathematical transformation that decompose a signal into its constituent frequencies. By analyzing the spectrum, engineers can identify signal characteristics, detect anomalies, and design filters to enhance or remove specific frequency components. So to perform the spectral analysis, we will use a mathematical tools like the Fourier transform. And this technique helps us break down a signal into its frequency components, like turning a smoothie back into its individual fruits. So once we have the spectrum, we can do a lot, like detecting the faults in machineries, clean up the noisy audio, or even design filters that block unwanted frequency. It's like a powerful diagnostic and design tool in engineering. So now, let's look at where spectral analysis is used. So you'll see that it's not just for engineers, it's everywhere from medicine to media. First, we have the wireless network testing. So in wireless networks, this spectral analysis help us check the signal quality and detect interference, like tuning a radio to clearest stations. The EMI and EMC testing, wherein electromagnetic interference and compatibility tests rely on spectrum analysis to ensure devices don't interfere with each other, or critically for safety and performance. So we have the component analysis, wherein we use it to inspect electronic components for faults or regulatories by analyzing their frequency response. We also have here the voice data communications, wherein we use it in telecom. Like spectral analysis ensures that the voice and data signals are transmitted clearly and efficiently. Also, we have the interference hunting, wherein this is about tracking down unwanted signals that disrupt communication, like finding the source of static in a call. And here we have medical applications, wherein in medicine it is used in EEG and ECG, wherein this analysis is to detect the abnormalities in brain or heart signals. The digital video broadcasting, like it ensures the video signals are transmitted without distortion or loss, and maintaining the quality across platforms. Like the spectrum management, wherein governments and telecom companies use it to allocate frequency bands and avoid congestion. For the audio analysis, like the musicians and the sound, wherein engineers use it to fine-tune recordings and remove noise. For the radar, we have the radar systems, wherein it rely on the spectral analysis also for detecting objects and measure their speed and distance. For the signal analysis, this is the general use case, wherein any signal can be analyzed to extract useful informations. Last is we have the scientific research, like from physics to astronomy, wherein researchers used to um, study waves, particles, and cosmic phenomena. So let's walk through the basic MATLAB script. This basic MATLAB script, it performs the spectral analysis using the FFT, or the fast Fourier transform, wherein this is a hands-on way to see how theory turns into practice. Like here we have the sampling setting, wherein we start by defining the sampling frequency and time base, wherein this is sets on how often we're capturing data points from signal. Second is we create the signal with two frequencies, wherein here we simulate a signal composed of two sine waves, wherein one at the 50 Hz and the other is at 120 Hz, wherein this mimics real-world signals that contain multiple frequencies. Next is the FFT computations. We apply the FFT to convert the signal from the time domain to the frequency domain. So this is the core of the spectral analysis. Next is we convert it to magnitude. And this we take the absolute value to get the magnitude of each frequency components. This tells us how strong each frequency is. Next is the one-sided spectrum. So since the FFT output is symmetric, we only need the first half, and also scale the values to reflect the true amplitude. Next is the frequency axis, wherein we generate the frequency axis so we can plot the spectrum accurately, that help us to interpret the result. And lastly is for the plotting, wherein we plot the single side amplitude spectrum, wherein this visual shows us which frequency are present and how dominant they are. And that wraps up my discussion, and I hope you now see how this technique bridges theory and application from signal design to diagnostic. And thank you for listening. Pas! Imas you.